What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a different style review for this one because I think this one is a little bit. I mean, let's face it, this is a different style movie. You know what I'm saying? Right off the bat, I wouldn't say that a lot happens in this movie. I'd say this movie is kind of like, um, kind of just a collection of scenes to just like make a film. It almost feels document documentary, 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 one of those. It almost feels like that in a way, and even down to the fact where there's not a lot of music in this film. Whoa, it scared the shit out of me. Not a lot of music in this film. Even down to the fact that when there is music, it's terrifying. It's horrifying. Obviously, if you don't know what this movie is about, it's about a commander of Auschwitz and him raising his family right next to the camp. There's literally just a wall separating between them and the camp. And I saw this last year when it came out, um, but I ended up walking in late. You know what I'm saying? So I think I was about 10 minutes into the movie when I started it. I didn't know that it was A24. I didn't know really anything about it, and I think those first 10 minutes would have largely set the stage for what I was about to see. The movie starts with like 3 minutes of just darkness until you hear these terrifying sounds of just screaming and gunshots and death, just like overcoming. The sound design in this movie is insane. Like, there's so many parts of this movie where those be doing these mundane actions in their lives, like just talking around the dinner table about fucked up shit, about like wearing clothes that like these Jewish women got stripped of and got sent to these German families, and like them complaining about them not fitting right. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and her proudly calling herself the queen of Auschwitz. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I think it needed to happen because I saw a lot of criticism about this movie saying like I've never wanted to see this, and you're right. Never once in my life have I thought about the ongoings of the daily lives of a Nazi family. Um, but I think that's important. I think it's important to show that it's happening right now. There's literally a genocide going on right now caused by Israel. Like, we all know what's going on in Gaza right now. And there are people just like that commander who, towards the end of the movie, you see him walking down the stairs and then immediately flashes to the future of it being a museum, and you see the proof of all his destruction and the effects, the real life effects of everything that you see happening in this movie, and you don't even see it. You don't even see it. Like, we all know the horrors that are going on, so I feel like they weren't imperative to show on screen, and I feel like the sound design, as I said before, and how beautifully it's shot, that mixed in with the little things that do happen. There's a little bit of a spoiler, but there's this part where they're all swimming in the creek together as a family, and they're just enjoying fishing, whatever. And then at first you start to see that the water is a little bit off, and then you see him reach in the water and find like human remains, and he has to rush his family out of there. And the just how mundane and quiet and contemplative this movie makes you about its subject matter. It's just something I've really never experienced before. Not since the Nightingale, but even with the Nightingale, like the assault scene in that movie specifically was very drawn out and like shown to your face like for an extended period of time so that it would really affect you. This, you already know what's going on, and you already know all that shit. And you don't need to see it. You don't want to see it because like it's just it's a crazy film. It's a crazy film, and this is part of the reason why I didn't talk about it for so long. I didn't even come out here and review it when I first saw it because I don't really know how to talk about this movie. I did love it. I thought it was great. It made me sick a lot, and I have a very high tolerance, and I still felt like just gross. The first part that really got me is when he takes off his shoes, and then the other Nazi officers are like, "Do we take our shoes off too?" And they're like, "No." And at first I was like, "Oh, like whatever." But then this like Jewish like slave comes and takes his boots and like washes them, and I'm like, "This is like this didn't happen very long ago." And it's kind of like when I watch a movie about like black people getting like sprayed with hoses and shit like that. Like this was very recent and it's still happening and we still just like do not give a fuck. Like it's just crazy how like someone can see this and still choose to be pro-Israel. Not trying to be like that, but it's like that. So just saying, this movie's about you. This movie's about you. Just saying. But I thought this movie was very effective. I thought this movie was fantastic. I think that everyone should see it. It's rated PG-13. So reach a larger audience with that. um, it's a lot. It's a lot though. It's a lot. And like I said, not a lot happens. It's a lot in the background, and I'm not really affected usually by shit like this, but especially the second time, this movie really uh, moved me in a way that very few movies have. So I definitely wanted to come on here and at least talk about it. Like I said, sorry we got a little serious in this one. No background music or crazy intro or anything like that. We didn't even smoke in this one. You know what? Let's ease the tension a little bit. Let's take a little blinker. How about that? Hope you're smoking along with me, staying high with me, staying hydrated with me, and go watch Zone of Interest if you haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? I think it's streaming on Max right now. It's an hour and 45 minutes. Very cut and dry. Beautiful cinematography. Beautiful movie, but heartbreaking and, like I said, extremely contemplative. I think that everyone should see it at least once. But like I said, if you're smoking along with me, now's your chance. Let's fire this up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Validate our parking. My poor lungs. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.